you. Incorrect kick.
Sorry. That did not...
Kick invalid.
That did not go where it needed to go. There we go. That went where it needed to go.
Welcome.
I need
We're
to
visible.
redo that. Okay, we are visible, we have audio. Cool.
Cool.
Hello everybody, welcome to the new designed Bloodwine.
Yeah, check it out. We just redid the walls and floors. We now have wood over here and over there, and if we look back over here, we got all of these like nice little pictures of our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Our little protagonist boys.
Yeah.
They're very important characters.
Yeah, so I'm Will. We're here running a game. We got some Kens and Chelseas and
And a
Games
game.
and all that.
A single game.
A single game. We
Yes.
don't have any backups. So
Yeah.
Well, apparently I am not Gabe.
Yeah, we ran into someone earlier, and Will introduced what Ken as Gabe.
Because I'm used to saying Gabe and Chelsea.
Yeah.
yeah, we're kind of a package set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're not Gabe.
I'm not Gabe, yes.
And I'm not Gabe.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Well, that seems topical because how about that opening for this little campaign arc right here? This tale is a tale of names and euphemisms. Not all is what it seems. When we speak of dangers in the dark, the image conjured to mind is of beasts and horrors. But dangers in the dark can be a slick stone too close to a steep cliff. When we speak of tyrants and overlords, the image conjured to mind is of ready legions and bloody subjugation. But tyrants and overlords can blend into a crowd, their legions too. When we speak of freedom and agency, the image conjured to mind is of choices that matter and freedoms that are real and tangible. This is your warning that the campaign will go somewhere a bit darker. This is definitely both figurative and literal here. Once this arc is over, we'll cheer up a bit, but for now, we are delving into the earth in places the light dares not touch. Places that deserve a bit of honesty and truth sometimes. But tonight we're opening with a brilliant ray of sunshine as our exiles emerge from the prison galley at the docks of Newtown. After 66 hours on board, the western late afternoon sun shines from above the dark gray Leg Break Mountains. After a moment's adjustment, the group is led to their things. When we speak of freedom and agency, the image conjured to mind is of choices that matter and freedoms that are real and tangible. As our heroes re-equipped themselves, they felt free.
Still a little bit angry. How long have we been traveling?
66 hours.
66 hours?
I haven't
Been a
slept for
couple
any of
days.
those hours. I have been trying to break through that entire time. And I have not succeeded.
Festus slept most of the time.
I could have got out, I just didn't feel like it.
I'm gonna kill them. Don't know when. Don't know how. But I will kill them.
So, request for you for this time, because it would have been real handy last time. Can you make me some lockpicks?
Yeah. You should be able to make some lock picks.
Just think of it
It's,
as a knife that cuts through specifically locks.
That's just... That's a pair of lock cutters. That's what you've described. I don't know if you're asking me to build two things or if you're trying to create some sort of amalgamation of the two.
I mean, a
separate
multi-tool
tools.
would definitely be nice. A tool that does every rogue's needs would definitely be appreciated.
So, you guys are surrounded by very tall, beefy friends. You guys are in Newtown in the Freelands, and there's a lot of red, green, and blue torgs, or pattern torgs walking around. You guys are on the smaller side here, and you guys stick out like a sore thumb. So how do you guys all stick out here?
Me being a Pythona, I have my hood on, and that's about it. Like, there's really not much, just kind of like, whoop.
Yep, so we have Salus, our wannabe assassin edgelord.
Oh, he's edgy. He's gonna get more edgy.
Leland, he's looking very disheveled. You know, his mustache has not been trimmed in a long time. His hair is all messed up. His clothes are all raggedy. He is a mess. He hasn't slept in days, and he is, you know, on the edge of just this furious anger fit where now you're just kind of more embarrassed than anything else. He's kind of just he's invested, and he's angry.
How tall is Leland compared to the other Torgs?
What would you be, like 7 feet or so?
That's taller than I thought, but yeah, I guess like a head taller than the average person. I think.
Yeah.
It's
So,
6,
like,
7.
These guys are still big. Strictly speaking, you are a larger being, but like they're big in a very different way.
Yeah,
They still manage to intimidate you.
Yeah.
Vesta's gonna just like bound off and be like, man, look at this beautiful day and all these beautiful new people, and wow, isn't this just great?
Alright, you sort of like kick and jump around the docks, sort of weaving between people before you find that you're in the middle of a bunch of warehouses for the most part. You're not sure where you're going, really.
No.
You're just happily enjoying the fresh, open air.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what she's doing.
Shortly thereafter, you are caught up by the 2 NPCs that are walking with you. There is Elbjorn, that you guys have known for quite some time, since back in the village growing up.
Mm-hmm.
He is a canis, so he's a dog friend. There's also Red, who doesn't have a thing, because we're working on those.
Yep. This took a lot of time.
Yep.
Both Will's time to actually create it and my time to completely redo how XSplit presents this.
So also with you is Red, who similarly is a beefy fighter type. He's a Volpe though, so a bit shorter, a little bit leaner, more fox looking.
That's me!
Yeah, we got Leland, we got Salas, we got Vesta, we got the whole dang crew.
Yep. So, what now?
Well, I say we find the next boat back there and kick their sorry asses right the fuck off of this goddamn plane of existence.
I say we get a job.
We are a little bit exiled at the moment.
Red speaks up. I think they might have rescheduled the thing in New Farm Market if they know that we're going after them.
True.
Probably.
Probably delay until they can be sure that they've killed us in one way or another. And I mean, Blue and Salem got out, so like, well, I assume Salem got out. Blue definitely did.
Yeah. One can only hope.
Mm-hmm.
I say we get some side jobs, get some money going. Find.
Elbjorn speaks up. Alcohol. You're right. You're very correct when you say these things.
Yes, that's not what I meant, but that's also on the list.
I mean, is that not your first priority? I don't know about you, but I was on a boat doing nothing for upwards of 2 days.
Felt like I was back in town.
Yeah, not a good time.
I came this close to making a deal with a demon. This close.
Anyway. Yeah, let's I don't know, find something to do somewhere for someone.
Guess, yeah, until we can find our bearings and find out, what's going on.
Yeah.
Are you, Leland, are you getting anything from our handy-dandy dagger? Our compass?
They're all back there. Back where we got kicked out of.
Yeah, but, you should go and get your stuff. We have our cart. We can go get our cart.
I guess you're right.
Man, Leland. You're being a real drag on this beautiful day.
They could have killed us.
Yeah, but
They
they
could've
didn't.
killed all of us.
Look around. Isn't it beautiful? Looking for things going on, people doing things. It is. Kind of enjoy life a little bit more.
We're banned from an entire continent.
It happens.
It happens?
Yeah.
Albjorn speaks up. I'll have you know, we're not banned from an entire continent. We're banned from 3 kingdoms, and there's more kingdoms we're not banned from.
More kingdoms we're not banned from.
We're not even banned from home.
Yeah,
Like-
we can still go home, even though, oh god, I'm not doing that.
Like, not going home until those fuckers are dead.
Or, you forget about them.
I'm not going to forget about them.
Well, maybe
I'm
this
not.
time we formulate a bit more of a plan, spend some time ruminating over it.
Oh, I think Leland's done enough ruminating.
Yeah.
You
He's
make
very
your way back
ruminated.
Yeah.
You guys make your way back to the docks and pick up the rest of your stuff. After a little while, you're fully suited up, fully geared up, and now it's getting a little bit later in the day. At this point, things are starting to quiet down. Like the market's still open, but it's around dinner, and there's a couple of people who are flocking to some of the local taverns. You notice that Albjorn is trying to make you some of the people flocking to the local taverns.
Yeah, I'm going with Elbjorn.
Red sides with you.
I'll follow along.
I guess I'll come to.
Grab a wagon. You get no sympathy from me.
I go and I pick up the wagon.
Alright, you guys wander towards a dockside tavern. Here it sounds reasonably loud inside. There's music playing and the sounds of shouting from the people inside. It does look like there's a small stable attached where they're willing to take your wagon.
All right, I'll ride up to the wagon, or with the wagon there, and how much?
Silver?
Sounds reasonable. I give him a silver.
He pulls down a big latch and clangs it shut with a nice big beefy lock.
Cool.
All right, head into the tavern.
He chucks you the key to the lock and keeps the one for himself and walks back to the stables. You guys as a group make your way into the tavern, which is as bustling as it seems. There's a number of people playing loud music, lots of drums, chants, that sort of thing. Very rowdy kind of place. You notice that, to contrast with all this rowdiness, in a corner, like really cramped and close to the door, there's 3 people who just sort of like look up at you. Not necessarily like weirded out or anything, but the way that like if you walk in a restaurant and you're right next to someone's table, they kind of go like, you see that there is a Green Torg, a Squirrelfolk, and a Sky Touched all sort of sitting there, like dead stopping their conversation. They sort of just cover up some papers.
I happily bound over to them, like, hey, how's it going?
I'm gonna walk off.
That's that they don't want to talk to you.
I'm already gone. Like,
I'm gonna walk off and grab some alcohol to share with Vesta. Like, I guess that's 5 heads then?
Yeah.
Me, Vesta, and the 3 people at the table?
Red and Elbjorn are there as well.
Yeah, but they can get their own stuff.
I'm going to the bartender, and
I know Albjorn. He's not getting 1 beer. He's on his own.
I'm gonna get the bartender's attention, and in my most deadpan voice, I'm saying, "Give me the killingest thing you got."
Are you a foreigner?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know about the specific killing things that we sell here?
Will it get me hammered?
Well, that's the thing. Do you want alcohol or do you want battle brew?
Yes, don't get battle brew.
What is battle brew?
Well,
Is it like coffee?
yes.
Is it weaker or stronger?
Stronger.
Is it... Will it make me forget about everything that has happened in the past few days?
It'll make you forget about what's happening now.
I'll take 2.
Oh dear God.
You'll take half. He slides you like a little squat cup that's still like a bit big for your hand.
I look at him.
He's asking for 5 copper.
Man, I'll give him 6.
For 3 ales, that'll be 6 copper.
5 ales.
5 ales would be 12 copper.
Alright.
Or no, 1 gold. Or, sorry, 1 silver, because 10 copper. Numbers.
Okay.
Yeah. As you guys get up to your hijinks, you eventually settle around the table where Vesta has... Roll... Pick a social skill. How are you opening?
Is youthful joy a that you can roll on?
Oh, man.
Well, I want to go in and be like, hey, how are you? Who are you guys? What are you doing? How's your life? Are you from here?
All at once?
All right.
Yeah.
Are you looking for one sentence that'll say that?
I'm actually imagining her hopping up and being like super energetic and just being like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? What are you doing here? Who are you? You're from here? Like, just, how's it going? Shaking every hand energetically, like.
Saladil says, is she a bunny rabbit? Very.
Yes.
All right. Roll convince.
Okay. Ooh. That's actually my better skill.
Not bad.
Not great,
That's average.
but not bad. Okay. 16.
It's like, I'm not calculating for you.
All right. So there's a lot of hijinks going on, so by the time everyone gets back, you have learned the following information. These guys are... Well, 2 of them are adventurers. One of them is hiring preferably more adventurers. They're looking for someone who's willing to do like a long-term gig in like a mining site. And it's a dangerous job.
What do they want?
You haven't gotten there yet. They really want to make sure that they trust you before they tell you.
Okay. Are you coming up with the beers or just?
Oh yeah, I'm coming up with the beers. I'm also being suspicious, but I'm like passing around the beers and like hearing them out, hearing what they got going.
All right, you have one for yourself. You have one for Vesta. As you pass them around, so the 3 figures that are ahead of you, there's this big like worker Torg who's sitting there, like literally sitting in a tavern, still like in plate, and grabs it and goes, "Oh, thank you." Meanwhile, around the table, you see that the Sky Touch that's there seems a little like tense about the interaction, but goes, "Thank you for your offering of this drink."
Fucking planes touched.
And then last but not least, the Squirrel Folk who's just barely over the edge of the table, as you slide one over, is like, "Oh, fuck yeah, bud."
Oh, God.
I do a little.
Okay.
So yeah, you kids, you want to do something dangerous?
I mean, we were just doing something dangerous.
So you want to keep the streak going?
Absolutely.
Okay. Right, Trunk, you want to do this one? The Torg sort of like goes, "So, how do you feel about secrecy?"
I mean, what we were doing before was fairly secret.
We've got job experience in the area.
Well, yeah.
Roll convince.
And the ones like at the bar, like, we didn't do too well, did we?
I did great.
16.
You did great.
17. Crime, right?
Kind of.
Technically, yes. It was crime for the greater good.
Well, how do you feel about, what do they call it? The man.
The man?
What man?
You know, the system, the man.
Never heard of him.
Because you are the man.
We kind of lived in like a village, like an isolated village. We wouldn't know anything about the man.
He sort of like furrows his brow and then like motions with his arms towards Elmira, who sort of goes, he means, like, you know, fuck authority. You jive with saying, like, fuck you, anarchy, blow things up?
I mean...
For a good cause.
For a good cause.
I mean, we were taking out nobility.
For a good cause.
Roll convince.
I'm rolling very mediocre.
That was a solid roll. Everything was above average there.
Oh, that's true.
Everything was above average.
21.
Oh, must have been for a good cause.
Yeah.
They both sort of like look over to the person they're talking to, who then goes, okay. So, here's the deal. Sort of like motions for you guys to like sit down, come in nice and close.
Don't worry about Leland. We'll
Yeah,
fill him.
Leland is not here right now.
Yeah,
we'll
he's like
we'll
at the
fill
bar.
him in later.
Yeah.
He's just depressed because he's got his butt whooped.
So, are you familiar with the Red Coat Mining Company?
Never heard of him.
No.
Okay. They're a company that sprang up very recently, but they're spreading around a lot. They have 4 sites where they mine into the cracks in the world.
What do you mean, the cracks in the world?
You would probably know what
I would
she
probably
means.
know what she means? Okay.
Yeah.
Magic shit? Alright.
Like, literally, there are big cracks in the world that fog comes out of.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, I was going to come here with some people. I had a friend who I could come with via sponsorship to the Freelands when we got out of Celestia. I need to be here for a month, and my 2 friends roll understand.
Oh, this is a social roll. Evens. Nope. That is a -6.
Fellow criminals is what you gather.
11.
11. Very, very important to her friends. Well, they didn't have contact, so they were working this job for a 1-month contract, after which point I can sponsor them to come in for citizenship. We got cleared, we just need to wait. And I got a weird letter that upset me a lot, and when I showed my friend, she said that it had code in it. So she showed me, it was the first word of every sentence. It was written in Celestial, but the letters were in Torgish. And the letter said that they were going to stay longer because they were making good money and thought it would be a good idea, but you can see that, like, she's struggling, but it's not necessarily like an emotional thing, it's more of like a language type of thing. Said that the letters said we are slaves.
Ah. Well, I don't think they'd be making very good money then.
No.
So, I mean, I need to find out where they are. I can't just let them stay there. So, I set aside a bit of money. I was working while I was here, and this is good money here. And I can make sure that you guys get sent a little extra. I know that they're always hiring, and I think they hire adventurers too to explore the shafts, so maybe you'd be able to get them in. If you set aside things, I can keep them safe for while you're gone, and if I don't hear back from you in 1 month, then I can send more people.
This is how they're making all of their employment. This is how they're employing everyone in the company. You gotta go work there. We need people to go work there to investigate missing people.
Were they born one morning when the sun didn't shine? Did they pick up their shovel and walk to the mine? Mine 16 tons of number 9 coal, and the store boss said, "Oh, bless my soul."
So where do you know that song from? Because, like, straight up, yeah.
Joe versus the volcano.
Interesting. I know it from Swing Dance.
Oh, man.
It's a jaunty song.
It's a great song.
You have those long
that song.
breaks where you can, like, noodle around.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Boom, boom, boom.
Nice off topic.
Okay, yeah. Yes. I will do it. I will help you. Sal's thoughts?
Before we do before we agree to anything, I want to make sure no one here is an LD.
Oh, don't worry. Leland's got that covered. He's finished his battle brew and he's asking everybody if they're a life drinker or not.
Do you drink people's lives?
Everyone has no clue what you're talking about.
You're one of the fucking life drinkers.
I'm gonna go.
Throw it if you drink my life.
I'm gonna go. Leland. Leland, calm. You know the way to determine a life drinker. It's in the carriage.
So this is the sequence of events that takes place. While you guys are sitting there talking, Leland just sort of like finishes his drink and is like, uh-huh. And he sort of goes, you guys don't really notice this, but it's what's happening. He sort of goes... and just stands and just starts walking around. He just sort of slips off. Meanwhile, you think you've asked people, and you think that they haven't said stuff, but internally what happens is you finish, and it's like, it's a nice drink, and then you're really drunk, and then you're a little sleepy, and then it's like it's like a drink of coffee, and then it's like a drink of more coffee, and then it's like a little bit of Coke, and then it focuses. And you get up, and you start asking people, and then there's a bubbling. And things are starting to get a little red, but it's fun. So by the time you stop Leland, you notice that he's literally like 3 feet from like a brawling pit.
Like an actual brawling pit, or
Yeah.
he's gonna start a brawling pit?
No, like an actual up and running one.
All right, Leland, you need to get into the pit.
Are there life drinkers in there?
No, but you just need to get into the pit.
Are you convincing him to go into the...
I'm grabbing Salas by the shirt collar. Where are they, Salas?
They're in the pit.
I'm using as much strength as I can to hurl Salas back, and I'm storming into the pit.
He doesn't need to use strength. I'm watching this.
Okay, so we switch back to you guys as Salas returns to the table.
So, before we agree to any contracts, we have a way of determining if you are an enemy. We just need a certain idiot to get out of the pit. Unfortunately,
We all turn, look at Leland.
And Leland's...
Roll one physical skill of your choice. We're going to go through each of them in any order you choose.
It won't matter very much.
Keep in mind, you have plus 10 to all of them.
Oh, God. Okay.
And plus 2d6 to brawn.
Plus 2d6 to brawn?
Yeah.
That's what I'm starting
It
with.
sure feels good now.
Oof.
Good start.
24, and I'm going... What am I saying? I'm saying, any life drinkers out here, come and get some!
What roll was this?
Brawn, 24.
Okay, so as you guys are having your conversation and sort of like look over at Leland, You see, like, him on his hind legs, like, bodily lifting, like, a red torg over his head, and he's going, like, and he slams him and goes back under the crowd.
He's real angry about getting caught.
Mestis just like, huh. Did you do that?
I couldn't convince him to get out of the pit. Looks, winks.
Well, it makes sense for you to sleep on the decision.
Yep.
This is something serious we're asking you to do, so you don't need to think about it right away.
Okay. Yeah, we have a couple of adventuring buddies that we will discuss with. And then how about we meet here again tomorrow?
Sounds good. Looks to the Sky Touch who goes, noon?
Perfect.
All right.
All right, let's go recover our buddy.
All right, pick another one.
All right, rolling Grace. Okay, that's a 17.
Okay, so you guys stand up from the table, and that gives you just enough view to see, like, there's a fist coming, and Leland literally just, like, twists around it, going like, and then you lose it as he goes back into the crowd.
And you hear him yell, "And that's for the boat!"
You guys hear, yeah, boat!
I turned to Silas and I'm like, how are we going to get him out of there?
Just grab my chain and just go, we pull him out.
I don't know if I want to.
Give another roll.
Okay. Okay, that's a 17 for delicate.
Okay, so you sort of go like, I don't know if I want to, and as you turn around, you see that there's like two Torgs running at him on either side, and he just sort of like catches their fists and just and flips both of them over.
And you hear, "That's for ruining my friend's life!"
Ruin life! Yeah, he's still definitely in there.
Oh, am I gonna have to go in there after him?
I'm not going in there after him.
I'm looking down my chain and just kind of go.
The bartender leans over. We'll get tired out. Real tired out.
How quickly?
Let's see. He sort of like leans over and looks. Give me another one.
This is weapon, so I guess I'm pulling out the knives. Okay, that's an 18. And I'm screaming, "I'm gonna rip your throats out! Get ready to smile wide, life drinkers!"
So, you guys actually think you heard that one that time. And you see Leland, like, pick up an entire table and just break it over a dude. Oh, not long now. Well, you might want to be over there to catch him.
Yeah, alright, I'll go
Okay.
get him.
Let's go.
Alright, what's the last one?
I've done Braun, Grace, smithing.
Pulls out his fucking hammer.
Yeah, that's, what is it? Okay, that's, 16, 17, 18, 28 for smithing. I don't know how that factors in.
Oof.
So, as you guys get to the fighting pit and finally get to see inside, you're still behind people, but you see that there's like 4 dudes on top of Leland. He's just sitting there with like a table leg, and he's like, "Come get it! Come get it!" And they're coming in, and they're like going in with glass bottles, and he's like shattering them in their hands, and he's like, "I know the way of the metal, the knife." And there's people coming in with like chairs, and he's like shattering them in their hands, and he's like, "Yes, yes! And then he gets, like, hit with a chair, and he just drops.
At that point, I'm gonna go in there, gonna have my chain out, I'm gonna kind of hog tie and start hauling him out. Just dragging him across the ground, being like, come on, buddy, you gotta go to sleep.
You really don't want to sleep, but you really want to sleep.
I also
And you spend a lot of time staring at the wall, really trying to figure out this decision right now.
I'm making the decision for him, just...
Okay, I'm passing out. I'm going to sleep. Like, I haven't
Just
slept
on
in
the
the past
floor.
3 days. I'm out.
While Salas, like, drags you.
Yep. Let's say I never did anything for you.
Well,
I did convince you to go into the pit for a very specific reason. So, yeah, we need to find a place to sleep.
Is what we're in right now, is this like an inn?
Okay.
I asked the bartender if he's got any rooms.
How many are you?
Excellent question.
7?
5?
No, because we lost
5?
5, I think, yeah.
Hmm.
Because we lost Blue in Salem.
5.
Right, gold for the lot.
Okay. I give him a gold.
You guys each get a silver back. Albjorn's a little short.
Like a gold each or a gold...
Total for the party.
Okay.
I'm going to pay the gold.
Yeah, so you get the silver.
Okay. Cool. Let's drag Leland up to his room.
Yep.
It's a bit of work, but there's 2 of you at least, plus Albjorn and Red, so it isn't too hard. You sort of lump him onto the bed and get nice and cozy yourselves. You occasionally, like, feel a thud of people getting thrown against the ceiling underneath you, but not too hard.
Not too hard. It was a gentle ceiling toss. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry, ma'am. Your 6-year-old's fine.
It's a light contact ceiling toss.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's not the ceiling toss itself, but the landing.
Yeah.
I bet you're going to sleep good today.
Yeah, I haven't slept the whole time you're on the boat.
Are you guys sleeping as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can't determine if they're life drinkers until Leland is operational. Like, it's amazing you drank the Battle Brew. I'm so happy you drank the Battle Brew.
Oh, he was angry.
I had an entire character based around Battle Brew and trying to get, like, the after effects without the rage.
Oh my god. He tired.
You tired boy.
Well, morning comes eventually, and you guys groggily awaken after your first night and a couple nights with a proper bed. It's nice, but, like, it almost hurts to feel good again. In a weird backwards sort of way.
Well,
How's Leland? Is he able to wake up?
I'm giving him a couple of light slaps, and then a bit of a couple heavier slaps.
What was that for? Okay, I'm up. And
Guess you took worse in the fight.
I put 1 leg on the ground, 2 leg on the ground, 3 leg, and I collapse on the floor.
Light ceiling toss.
A light ceiling. Oh. What happened?
Well, buddy, you got drunk off your ass,
I don't know that part.
then you got your shit kicked by a bunch of tourists.
Red leans in. You did drugs.
Well, that does explain a lot. So, you guys find a job?
Yes.
Yeah,
What are we
good
doing?
job.
What are we doing?
We're becoming slaves.
And
We're infiltrating a mining company to find out what they're doing with people.
by becoming slaves.
Not necessarily, but Long and short.
I did drugs for 5 minutes. And you've already signed us up for slavery.
Yeah.
That's kind of impressive, actually. Okay, I'm clambering up off the floor.
Also, we need
You might need to like do it halfway for a second. You try to do it the full way, and you go down, and then you sort of go to like a kneel, and you go okay,
Ooh.
and then you do a stand, and then you're good.
We need you just at the meeting. Focus. Hey, focus.
I'm here.
We need you at the meeting
Uh-huh.
with your blade to determine if they're life drinkers. All right?
Uh-huh. I got it. I'm there. I'm
Okay.
here.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what did he just say?
He said, there's a blade, and
Yeah.
there's some life drinkers. And we got to find out which one's the life drinkers.
No, I'm not saying that there are life drinkers. I'm thinking that there could be.
We're speaking in hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't want to get in bed with life drinkers.
No, we would hate to be close to life drinkers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So meeting's at noon.
Noon.
What time is it now?
Now you guys still have a lot of adventuring blood in you, so you still wake up at a crack of 6.
Ugh.
Except you're sleeping into the crack of 8.
So we got a little bit.
Okay.
Get ready. Finalize our stuff. If they aren't,
Okay.
then we'll join up. All right?
Okay. You got it.
Go have a cold shower. Wake up.
I'm gonna go have a cold shower.
All right, you make your way down and inquire about shower services.
Do you have showers that I can use?
You go, yep, you want to go through that door, take a right, and then just keep walking. He's pointing at the door outside.
Okay, I start walking towards the door, and then I turn back and say,
Right.
was that a... Are you sure that was a half dose?
Yep. That's why you didn't get 2.
I give him another silver.
He sort of like winks at you. As you peek outside and look, you see that like following to the right would lead you directly off up here.
Does he do it?
Kind of look at the pier, and I kind of look back. Can I see the bartender from here?
Mm-hmm.
What sort of a face is he making? Is he making like you fucking idiot, or is he making like a knowing nod sort of face?
Roll insight.
Yay, social roles!
-1.
You're just like there with like Comic Sans question marks over your head. You got less than nothing.
I am stripping naked and jumping off the pier. I kind of shrug and go, ugh.
You definitely get some onlookers. You don't get stopped. And you definitely wake up.
Okay, I'm clambering out. I'm putting my clothes back on my wet body.
Oh god, he's a musty goat now.
That wet goat
The
smell.
wet goat smell.
All right, where are the others? Where are you guys?
You eventually gather back up in the tavern if you guys have got your stuff ready.
Yeah.
Can I use a combination of fire magic and wind to blow dry him? Just
Get rid of that wet goat smell.
I've toweled off. I've gone up. And I've
Do you got that
everything.
knife? That blood drinker knife?
I do. I have the knife. I'm kind of like sitting like this, so you can notice that I've trimmed my mustache and kind of tidied up my goat hair, and yeah, no, I got the knife, and I pull it out. All right, and I'm looking at the. I'm assuming this is our noon meeting, or have they not showed up
It'll
yet?
be a little while before, but you can still work based on the descriptions of your allies.
All right. You want me to scry on these boys, see if they're on the level?
yeah.
Okay. Let's do it. Whew. That is a 13.
All right. So, you do a few testers. You test yourself, you feel nothing. You test Kree, you feel something. You test Salus, you feel nothing. You test the descriptions, and you go through all 3 of the others, and you feel nothing.
All right, I think these guys are. I think these guys are trustworthy. All right.
Okay. Well, we have work now, so
Work is work. Work is good. Okay. Okay.
You guys notice that nearby in the marketplace, there's a sign for the Redcoat Mining Company. Looks like they're hiring.
we'll wait for the noon meeting, I think. To
Okay, yeah, let's wait for the noon meeting.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to go up and talk to them, I guess. But at the same time, it'd be a little bit weird to be like, we'll think about it, and then come back, like, an hour later be like, okay, we're good.
I'll go talk to them.
Feeling all confident.
Yeah. I'll saunter up. Go, kind of lean on the booth. So, mining, eh?
Oh, why, yes. Welcome. Welcome. We are the Redcoat Mining Company, and we are hiring for Site 4.
Is he wearing a red coat?
Oh, yeah.
Where's Site 4?
Site 4 is located in a beautiful tropical island just between Celestia and Soth on the other side of the divide.
Are there bears?
No bears, none at all. No hostile wildlife on the island.
I built a knife out of a bear's foot once.
You might be useful. We could use tool makers.
What kind of quality tools you got right now?
Oh, we always work top of the line, but that's because we hire top of the line.
No, I mean, put them on the table. Let's see.
You, see nearby that there are no tools. This is just contracts.
So you don't have any tools.
Well, no, they're at the mine being used.
Well, what's the? Well, okay, I don't want to hire on to some second-rate amateur hour.
Leland essentially just walked up to, the military recruitment booths and just like, let me see your guns.
Straight up, because he's a talented gunsmith.
Listen, let me just see your guns. Come on.
Carbon balancing the steel you're using for these pickaxes?
We exclusively use high carbon tool steel.
What grade?
Oh, that would be, he says a grade, and it's not the best. You could get better, but you understand why it would be used for mass-producing tools. He goes into detail as to, their particular methodology, and it seems pretty standard as far as you would know. They start talking about what they're mining, and roll that metallurgy you don't get to use.
Aha! Metallurgy is going to save the day here with a solid 9.
9. They talk about... The guy talks about what the mine mines at that location, and you notice things that are a little incongruous. There's coal, copper, alchemically useful minerals, and iron.
And this is all at Site 4.
Indeed.
I'm gonna lean real close. Okay, come on, bud. Come into what kind of scam you're running here. That doesn't make any sense. You're using really high grade tools here. You don't have any of them to show. And you're setting up a booth high.
I go up to
suspicious, pal.
I grab his hand. I'm like, I'm sorry, my friend is a little bit weird, and I start pulling him away.
It is a weird mix of minerals. It would seem incongruous otherwise. But you see, right on the edge of that crack in the divide, we mine vertically. Why go through the rock when you can go around it?
That raises a good point. I mean, safety.
We should get
Crack's probably
going.
haunted.
We'll come back. We gotta...
Don't take too long deciding. We don't know how many positions we gotta fill.
Okay.
Mutter under my bed. You bet it's a lot.
Okay.
Let's go.
I don't trust him.
Well, obviously.
Oh,
What time is it
the
now?
guys that we're slaves to now?
Yeah.
Now it's about 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that explains a lot. Alright.
Just gonna. Christ. Alright.
I wasn't there when you were hashing out the details.
Well, maybe we should go over them again.
Alright.
Red Coat Mine. Abducting people.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
not necessarily abducting people, but indentured servitude.
Yes.
Bad stuff happening there. Mining crack in the world.
Yes.
Investigating why.
Okay.
Do I need to smack you again?
No.
Can I smack you again?
You only have 4 fingers up. It kind of looked like you were gonna hit me up with that 0.5.
We lost in the battle pit.
Well,
Let's see, what else is there? We're going to save some people.
mm-hmm.
And we got an escape plan, worst case, because they're going to send people after us.
Okay, but from now on, one of you has to be the leader. Every time I try it, it goes sour.
Wait, you were trying?
So, right as you say that, like,
I'm glaring at Salas.
Elbjorn sort of goes like, and Red is just sitting there like wheezing off the edge of the table.
Salus is looking as happy as a clam in that moment. He is so fucking proud of himself for coming up with that.
Man. That is the reaction I hoped you guys would have.
You guys kill time until around noon when the people you're planning to work with show up. They're there for the meeting. Just as last night, there's the Green Torg, Squirrel Folk, and the Sky Touched.
So, I don't think we've met. I'm Leland.
Oh. The yelly one.
I'm usually pretty reserved, I would think.
And I take it last night was unusual.
I'm going to be totally honest, I don't remember much of last night.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm assuming it was, but...
Anyway.
Yes. Have you had a chance to think things over? Do you have questions?
Do we have any questions?
We didn't actually get your names last night.
Or who we're looking for.
Or who we're looking for that matter.
Yeah.
Right. I'm Solemnity. I'm just hiring you. I won't go with you. And then these ones, the other adventurers going with you are Trunk and Elmira. And my friends are Destiny and Chastity.
I'm looking around for Destiny and Chastity.
Trying to find them.
Oh, I don't know. They're not here.
How weird. You don't see any other Celestial. That's so weird.
Do I know anything, do I know if Celestials usually have names like that?
Yeah, as far as you've read, that seems to be the case.
Okay.
Oh, the friends were rescuing. I see. I thought she was just saying she had a big important destiny and she believed in chastity. I'm friends with knife making and
I
rationality.
assure you,
Oh yeah, definitely rationality.
I assure you, my destiny is not chastity, and neither is hers.
So, at what site are they at, do you know?
They're at Site 4, the one that's hiring in the market.
Sweet.
Sweet.
So I'm assuming our plan is to go and sign up.
I guess so. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Yeah, I think absolutely we could do that.
Yep. No, it sounds like a great idea. I'm all for it. New adventure. No more life drinkers. Had enough of those for a while.
That sounds like a story, but your call.
Well, seeing as we're gonna have to travel, we'll probably tell you then.
Okay. Well, let's get in line. you guys wait in line for the people signing up until eventually it comes to your turn. You see a few people ahead of you, they'll go off and be pulled aside to interview different people. There are a number of posts that people are applying for. A lot of people are applying to be miners. There are some technicians and a handful of guards, deckhands, and in particular, you know that they have openings for adventurers, but not a lot of adventurers are going for it.
I'm going to inquire about the position of adventurer for that.
Yeah.
Few adventurers sign contracts, in my experience, but
Mostly just verbal.
Yeah, let's inquire.
That one is a limited position for which we are seeking a pre-existing alliance of workers. Our number is flexible depending on the quality of workers we receive, of course. If you were looking to interview, it would be great if you could grab your group as well to be interviewed as a whole and individually.
Let's do it.
yes,
Grab the group.
yes.
All right.
Let's go. Let's do it.
He jerks you off to someone rather important looking sitting at a table. You notice that they have guards, but not next to them, just sort of nearby on the wall watching. As you head over, you're waved down, and the figure sort of smiles. You see a human, young woman who goes, "Hello. You would be the adventurers."
Yes. Yeah, we are the adventurers. We're the group of adventurers that are interviewing for this position.
I don't know if I'd call ourselves the definitive adventurers, but we are some adventurers, yes.
Oh, I'm sure you're very good. My name's Tammy. I work with HR.
Nice to meet you, Tammy.
What does HR stand for?
Human resources. It's
Just human, or...
Yeah, because we're kind
it's
of
a translation problem. I assure you, it's all people.
should be.
So you're interested in the adventurer position.
Yes, we
That's a
are.
different field.
Right. So what this position would entail is a lot of deployment-based work. Unlike the other ones with contracts, you'd be given daily payment just as long as you keep working, just salary, no hourly. And we'd be asking you, we're hoping you have experience with climbing rough terrain,
Oh, yeah.
search and rescue.
Oh, yeah. Looks at Elbjorn.
Especially if you have experience, if you have experience carrying heavy loads, working in caves,
Been carrying this adventure team on my back this whole time, so
especially if you can navigate three-dimensional space as well, that would be
me.
perfect.
That would be me.
Well, it sounds like you're just downright qualified. So tell me about your experience then, adventurers.
Well, there was that time that we fought the alpha bear wolves.
we did fight some alpha bear wolves. Mm-hmm. I have a knife made out of his toes.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Did you get that done? Or are you a smith?
I am a smith of sorts.
Oh,
Yes.
smithing is an asset.
Well, I'm glad you see it that way. And the rest of my companions seem to have
I asked you
forgotten
for
that little detail.
I asked you for lock picks.
Lockpicks, he says.
Great. So, do you work well working in the dark?
I light my hand on fire. And it's just like, well, not in the dark.
How about enclosed spaces?
Again, I just kind of...
We did fight some bear wolves in a bear cave.
Oh, that's
Fight
good.
barrels in a bear cave.
So then you have experience with combat in low light and cramped environments?
Absolutely.
Okay. And how's about, do you have experience with death, working with the dead and dying, victim retrieval,
The
As
man
body
do.
retrieval?
Absolutely, we do.
As long as the fuckers stay dead.
And would you say that you have a high tolerance for blood, gore, death, and dismemberment?
Yes,
Mine or others?
Yes, we do.
Others in particular, but it's good to know that you're ready as well.
Just gonna... Yep, sure.
Okay. And have you had experience working as lone ranging groups before?
Yes, we have.
Have you?
I have.
Have you?
What's lone ranging?
Just, I operate by myself sometimes.
So I'm gonna.
I had the entire stint in the city that I was just, like, by myself.
Lone ranging? Like, operating solo? Or.
Your team being out in the field without support.
Oh, yeah. Like...
Hey, did I mention we fought a bunch of bears?
Like, everything thus far has been without support of any kind, really.
Didn't even get a lawyer.
Okay, so
Lawyer.
What?
What's a lawyer?
it sounds like you guys might be the right fit for our team.
Awesome.
Excellent. So, why don't we work out negotiations? When would you be next able to deploy?
Then the next...
Yeah, when's the next deploy?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be later today.
I mean, no time like the present.
Yeah, no time like the present.
Trunk, Elmira, you good on your supplies and everything?
Fuck it.
Elmira's good. Alright.
Okay.
Right.
So, let's talk salary.
Okay.
So, something you need to know is we're in a very difficult environment to reach. So, to save weight, what we typically do is we have a bank on the island. We charge interest because it does require a space. And typically we do half payment in gold and half in company scrip.
Sorry, what?
Company scrip. So the way that works is instead of having money, it's just we keep records in a ledger. The ledger is the same through all of the different outposts in the mine. And that way, whenever you're paid and go to the commissary to pick up torches and food and all that stuff, they just know how much money you have and they check it off.
Oh, so torches and food aren't. You're not supplying that.
No.
But you are shipping it in.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That sounds great.
Can I,
It sounds very wonderful.
can I roll politics to explain why that doesn't sound great?
Go for it.
Game.
Yeah, that's a 10. Do I understand why that's not great?
It would be nice if you were keeping track of your own money, and also if they were paying you in money that was valuable there. You should find out if you're able to turn the scrip into gold and vice versa.
And that's what I'm going to ask her.
You are. It has to be done at the bank on the top of the island, though.
Okay.
But we're still making... It was gold and script, right?
Yes.
So we're still making gold.
Mm-hmm.
Even if at some point, let's say it goes up in flames.
Well, that's not really what I was...
So how much are we being paid per cycle?
So, daily would be the way that we cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that we're paying you is it's going to be... Oh, what would it be? Sorry. Don't mind me if I just do a little bit of math here.
Yeah.
Right, so that would be 3 silver a day in gold. That would go directly into your account unless you request picking it up at the bank. And then that means the other... That would be... 90 credits a company script that you get as well every day.
How much is credit?
Yeah.
How much is credit?
Each credit is 3 copper. Actually, let me double check my math. Did I get that right?
These are HR people, they never know how to do that.
Oh, my math is never quite so good. Okay, so we've got, that would be, and then if I do the conversion, that's, right, okay, yeah, 10, yeah, 10
Okay.
10
credits.
are...
What you're being paid on top of the 3 silver.
And credits are worth...
3 credits for a copper.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait. At this point, she genuinely, struggles for a second and goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna be back," and then like wanders up to the booth to talk to the guy for like a weirdly long time. They seem to both like be doing numbers, and then eventually they just like visibly curse from from a distance and go and pick up a ledger, and they start to check. After coming back, she goes, "Oh yes, I was mistaken. I was very much mistaken. It's 3 credits for 1 copper, so you would be getting paid 90 credits on top of 3 silver per day."
Okay. That sounds wonderful.
90 credits, so that's 6 silver total if we cashed out.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Well, if you'd be willing to sign here, then we should be good. Our minimum contract is 1 month, which is what I do recommend for the adventuring gigs. Mining ones can be longer, but adventuring is high stress, as I'm sure you know.
Okay.
No, that sounds fine.
Sounds wonderful.
That's good.
Are we good? We good to sign? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We'll
Just
sign.
kind of
Yes.
looking at you like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
why we're here. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you guys sign up for that contract.
I'm reading the fine print first. Do I notice anything?
You notice in particular one line. Other than anything else, as far as you can tell, it's just the payment, and you guys are given a lot of leeway. You notice that, in particular, there's one line that is very, very sus here, and it's normal interest and commissary debt rules do not apply.
Okay.
Nice.
What does that... Sorry, say that again.
It means that the interest is going to be really, really high, and like you can
Incredibly high.
You could get into debt with the company, meaning that you have to continue working for them to pay off your debt, but the interest is going to keep going up because you're not paying off your debt, so you have to keep working for the company.
Oh my soul, company soul.
I mean, we're already banned in a couple of kingdoms. Why not?
The blood drinkers already have my blood. It's not like I have any more to lose.
What's everyone's signature? Mine is very cursive-y, snaky sort of like font with a gigantic S.
Leland's is Leland in block letters. Or like very straight, very neat letters.
Vesta's would be very like curly, like the V would be like a curl, and then like a woo, you know.
Elbjorn's is kind of like a big cursive E, and then it's like Elb. Red seems to be, like, when he's writing it, it pretty much just says red, but there's something weird about the E's that you don't think you could replicate. Elmira's is pretty much the same as Leland's, just Elmira.
Does Red's... I'm going to take a look at Red's E's. Can I roll politics to see if I recognize what they might be, or what region they're from?
As far as you can tell, it's just somebody with a signature.
Oh, so it's not like a dick joke or anything? Dang.
Trunks is quite elaborate. Well, the next few hours are a bit of a blur. You guys are getting things ready, getting them loaded onto ships, moving things back and forth, getting information about bunks, getting given, like, pieces of paper with information as to where you're going. Around the middle, while you guys are working, Leland, you get distracted by a tingle on the back of your neck. It won't go away for a little while, no matter how much you invoke, until eventually it just fizzles off.
Well, that ain't good. Probably those dang blood eaters.
Blood eaters?
Yes.
You know, the red slurpers.
You guys almost snap to it now that it's close to dusk and you're waiting in line to get on the ship to just kick off. You hadn't noticed the finality of the situation until now.
I mean, it's another goddamn boat.
Another boat.
This time we're not in cages, though, which is, you know, a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, so it was crime. We were right when we guessed it was crime.
Yeah.
Technically, it was crime, but it was for the greater good.
Well, of course. You always do things for good reasons. What kind of crimes?
I'm going to invite him up onto my back, so he's kind of at eye level with me, and we can have a serious talk about the matter.
Oh, it's her, Amagara.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And yeah, don't patronize me. I can hear you just fine. I got the fancy hearing, don't worry.
How about I tell you after I see how good you are in a fight?
I'm just going to tell you. Have you ever heard of a life drinker?
I just turn to Leland and go, don't you fucking dare.
It's not that impressive. Don't even worry about him.
I mean, even if I find out in advance, I'm down to fight. I'll fucking fight you.
Alright, fine. Leland, go for it. Let's hear the Leland recounting of what went down.
You ever heard of a life drinker?
No.
Ever seen a rotten body in the snow? Ever seen a rotten body in the snow?
Often.
I'm not finished. He picks himself up and says, "Hello, my name's X."
Less so.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm your friend. I gotta get to meet my other friends." You ever trusted that man?
Wait, why would you trust this thing?
Right? Hey, you all trusted him too. He
No,
said
I
it was
didn't.
cursed. So we took him down, found out it's not a curse. It's a self-inflicted demon power, and he sucks the life out of people, and we tried to kill him. Turns out, most of that continent over there, and I point in a general direction, completely run by these assholes.
You point in the correct one as it happens, because it's like... Actually, if you want to switch to the map, because you guys are going to be going voting soon, D6, I believe.
You just kind of pointed, and it was correct.
There we go. We
Ooh.
have the map cam.
Hey!
So D6.
Yep.
Zooms in on that region, and D6. Hopefully that shows it. There we go.
Okay. So you guys are currently in Newtown, so if you just point towards the ocean, you point in a direction of the place you're banned from.
Yeah. So I tell him, tell her. So turns out most of that continent is actually run at the highest levels of government by these assholes, holdover from the war 25 years ago.
And they were not happy about us trying to murder them.
Well, we successfully murdered 2 of them, and they used that as a charge of low treason. And
Isn't that, like, literally a beast folk conspiracy thing that the humans talk about, though? How they say that there's, like, a secret cabal of us that run the world behind the scenes everywhere because we have secret magic?
Yeah, it turns out it's actually the humans.
Yeah, the important thing is I thought I could take them all single-handedly, and it turns out you really can't go up against something like that.
They hog-tied him.
Okay. If we're just gonna air all their dirty laundry, they hog-tied me, they threatened to cut out my tongue, and they stole a bunch of my blood.
Trunk sort of goes like, "It's okay." And he puts a hand on your back and he goes,
And
"You need to kill giants by tripping them and hog-tying them."
well, I appreciate that, but I don't know. I
don't think
fucked
having
up.
a fat ass counts as being a giant.
We could have run. We could have escaped when we had the chance, and I insisted that we try and kill him. And now we're here, sold our souls to
The company.
the redcoats, and yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do now.
You guys step over the plank onto the boat.
So how about that duel?
Yeah, let's kick off and see if they'll let us fight on board. Yeah, I'm down for a fight. Let's fight. Let's fucking fight.
Alright, let's fucking do it.
Okay. It is dusk when you guys kick off. You guys are on a large galley that's been fitted as like a crew galley, so it's all like proper rooms. You have a chance to put your things away. They expect people to come with little wagons and stuff, so the wagon is put in the cargo hold that you guys can access, while your things you're able to put into your rooms for the length of the journey.
Oh,
Don't really have a whole lot. I can pretty much keep it all on me. It's what I've been doing this entire time, is just keeping everything on me.
is there any sort of ship hands, people that would know the ship very well?
Yep, there's a number of them running back and forth.
I'm gonna kind of find one that maybe isn't so busy and say, is there any ale on board? I show him a silver.
Yeah, I'll get you a bottle.
Thank you.
You have
Savor
a
it. Might be your last.
What was that supposed to mean?
They don't appoint you too well down there, if you know what I mean.
Thanks. What's your name?
Oh, Cruz.
Thanks, Cruz. I owe you one. And I give him the silver.
Yeah. He returns after a little while with a box. Here's the package you needed from the cargo hold. Remember, it's fragile, so don't open it until you're inside.
I wink with both eyes.
He grasps it.
Yeah. I'm being stealthy.
So it goes from dusk to twilight, I believe, is the one after that. Or no, what is it?
Dusk. Well, we have early night, late night, witching, and twilight.
Okay, so I guess we're on early night, so it's already set to that. Do you want to switch to D6 as you guys start venturing southward? Or D7, rather?
D7.
Did you just notice?
I just noticed it. That's adorable.
Yeah, it's pretty adorable. I'm gonna reset the
Good old
map.
Alpha channel.
Gotta reset the map, which takes a second. There you go.
It doesn't mean you have to wait for the fades.
Yeah. And that should be it. There we go.
Alright, so you're just off the coast to where that grid line from the top is. Like the next one down.
No.
Yeah. It's at this point that you guys have properly settled. You guys are a little tired. Bill Myra's still up to fight.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, let's rock and roll. Let's do it, kid. Let's fucking go.
You close range, long range? What do you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna steal Eldor's E because it's an E.
Oh, we're actually doing this.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Alright, so what rules you follow? I don't do death.
Obviously, don't do death. That would kind of defeat the purpose of the contract we just signed.
Somewhat.
I got my chain. What about you?
I got some knives, I got a bow.
Are they good knives?
They're alright, they could always be better. There's always a better knife.
Mage
Gonna say-
Never said, I turned to Vesta. I like this guy.
Rules go to give.
Girl.
Girl.
Go to give.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so there's people coming and going, so I'm gonna make it like... You guys have been told you're allowed to fight in... this area. There's what you now know to be empty barrels and boxes that you don't care about, old crates and stuff that are scattered around. Some of them are really big and bulky and heavy. Some of them, less so. There's people, like here, this is like the edge of the boat, and then this goes down a level to the sort of like rear. And then this is where most people are coming and going on the decks of the boat.
Okay. So are we doing this normal PC than other people, PC other people, PC
Yep.
other people? All right.
One off turn.
One off turn for them? Yeah. That's fair.
Are you up here watching the fight?
Yeah.
I kind of slump down next to Vesta and offer her a chug of a half-empty bottle of ale.
I should probably bring that up on the map, shouldn't I?
Hey, you want some?
I'll take a
There
sip.
we go.
Okay.
Oop, that got...
And like I go back to chugging it. I'm getting.
We've been misaligned.
We've been misaligned.
I know, misaligned.
I think that's as good as we're gonna get.
Yeah, probably about there. Okay, so I'm gonna move in and then I'm gonna take the chain and grapple. Just gonna immediately.
Alright. She dodges. Give it a roll.
All right.
Hey, Vesta.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Salus wins.
Gotta be the 23.
I'll chug the rest of the bottle.
Uh,
Salus loses.
Let's see. So I'm at
I'll chug the rest of the bottle.
17 plus.
I'll take that bet.
That's 21 plus 3 to grabs. Or is that plus? Is that damage or grabs?
Grabs.
Grabs. So yeah, I'm at 24 just with that.
All right. So Elmira, right as the chain itself jumps right towards her, sort of turns out of the way, but as you yank it, you manage to hook around the leg, and you've got her pulled.
Get over here.
All right. As you yank her in, she rolls with it, pulls herself with the chain, and jumps at your face with some knives.
What's her name again? Elmira? I'm cheering for Elmira.
Obviously.
Myra.
Elmira.
I expected nothing less from you. I would be hurt if Vesta cheered for her, but you, it's just yeah. I sent you into a battle pit before.
All right.
Yeah, it's not like I had to
So
do much
23.
convincing.
23? Alright. I am going to...
What type of armor are you wearing?
Gambison.
Okay. So these are kukris, so they're cutting weapons. So you see that there's big swaths of your armor that are getting sliced open.
I'm actually going to try and dodge out of that one.
Cool. You don't have your armor threshold. Just normal roll.
Right. Gotcha.
Ooh.
Okay, that's rough. What was the damage for it?
It was 23.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not. Not even going to bother on that one.
All right.
She gets some good hits in then.
Leland's cackling and drinking ale.
As you're moving and your turn starts again, she tries to roll a reversal on you.
Ooh. I'll fight this. So that was delicate?
Yep. Against an 18.
Well, that's 12. That's 16 and 19. 19.
All right, just barely. So at this point,
We're doing real 1-for-1 on that.
so yeah, after that lunge, she claws her way over you and onto your tail. At which point, you sort of do a quick whip and manage to grasp her again.
All right.
Go for the eyes!
I'm gonna try and get her away from me, so I'm just gonna pop, and I'm gonna do. That would be my hand spell, but I'm going to do. I want to just do force because we're not really going.
All right.
Is she going all out? Can I tell that she is going all out?
This is an 8.
This is
It's not a 10.
Then I'm gonna go at an 8 too. So I'm gonna force. Yes, Eligible, go for the ass. Go for that ass. Alright. So that's 10, that's 11. What else have I got? That's my magical, that's 14. I think that's it. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do normal force damage, and then the 2.
So you take a 5 damage penalty to push 1 square. As many of those as you want.
No,
as long as you have
I'm
damage
just
left.
I'm just going for the normal. That's all damage, and I'm just using the hand dispel 2 to knock her back 2, because the hand dispel knocks back 2 automatically.
So then, how much damage was that?
That was 15. I want to say.
Boop, boop. She sort of like skitters and like is caught by someone on the edge of the round who like pushes her back in a little bit. She's real light, went further than you expected.
Oh. In that case, as soon as she gets like hoisted back in, I'm gonna use one of my movements and chain her back in.
All right. Was that on your turn still?
That would be my second attack, so that would be an off turn.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay.
Oh,
That was a good roll. That's 16 base, that's 20. That is a 23 to grab.
23 to grab.
All right. Takes it.
Alright, so.
Yoink!
And I'm also going to add the. I'm going to add the 2d6 from the elemental. Or not the elemental, what is it? Battle Mage? Battle Mage.
Alright.
And I'm just going to go with pain on this one.
Alright.
Pain.
Because, again, not doing anything lasting. Alright, that's 8.
All right. So now that you've got her grappled, she sort of cackles and starts doing the thing where she runs like around you and behind and all that stuff again.
Not the fucking.
So first thing she does is hacks at you with the weapon.
I'll try and dodge.
And that would be for 22 damage. No armor threshold against these ones because these are the kukris again.
Kukri is it in the old gum tree?
Am I able to because like in grapple I'm able to like maneuver someone to take the damage, but since she is also the one dealing damage, can I just like
Can't do it.
yeah? I wasn't gonna say move her into her own thing, just like
Move Leland
no.
into her own thing.
Yeah, move Leland into the attack.
It would be your normal action.
Grappling Elmira, get over here, Leland. Yeah, so it would be the normal like dodge, reverse, all that stuff. I could still resist the reversal without using an off turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I will try to
Do a big dodge.
do a big boy dodge.
Big boy dodge. Let's just get a Ford.
Actually no, I'm gonna go for a parry.
Oh!
Okay.
I'm gonna go for a parry on this one.
Ooh.
Fucking good rolls, me. I'm happy with that.
Not bad.
That's 16, 18 plus 22, and I used hand to spell, so that's another 5 threshold for like hand to spell. Whenever I use hand to spell, I get plus 5 threshold, so that would be 27.
All right. Yep. You managed to evade the attack.
Retaliation. You can see Salus is actually getting like pissed. And it's going from an 8 to a 9. His retaliation, he now does like a little bit of poison damage in there.
All right.
So, or like the parry from that. So with Elemental Affinity, I have parried it, so I get 2d6 to deal parry damage back. Of the Elemental Affinity, I'm assuming. So that would be poison. That's 9.
All right. Elmira definitely notices and seems to be cackling along, going for a reversal here.
Oh, the reversals.
You're going against a 19.
Ooh, I think... Actually, do I? That's 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Do I have physical on top of that?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, I do get it. I'm at 22.
All right. So with the reversal failing, that makes it your turn again.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to hand dispel her towards the boxes with force.
Got it.
So that's another 15 plus 3 is 18. Plus. No, I think that's it. Yeah. That should just be it.
So 18's a hit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna push her towards this one.
All right.
This little
So
thing.
just the flat 2.
Yeah, just the flat 2.
All right. Make that 4.
So that's 1, 2, 3, and then she's into it on 4.
Can I use force magic to catch her so she doesn't smack into the wall?
It'd be interference.
Be interference.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no rules against interference, but this is a duel. Like,
So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
yeah.
Okay, I won't catch it.
So she catches herself on the box and moves behind for cover.
Ooh.
At that point, I'm just gonna go. I yield.
You yield?
Yep. Because we just said go until yield, so I'm just gonna go. I yield.
I'm gonna heckle Salus. Oh, come on, Salus. Are you afraid?
You want to get in here with me?
You're afraid, Salus?
You see Elmira like get it from behind, and somehow she has like a bow and like 3 throwing knives hanging off each hand. Okay, cool. Good fight.
Great fight. Loved it. Would do it again. With less of the climbing on my back.
Anyways, any of you guys got a doctor?
Yeah, Leland knows a little
I'm
bit.
a doctor, and I'm chugging the bottle.
Fuck it. You want to check my jaw? I think it's misaligned.
Yes. I do. Come over here.
While
Roll
he's doing
doctor with -5.
while he's doing that, I'm gonna go over to another one of the sailors and just be like, "They're like a ship doctor or just anyone on board that's not drunk."
Most
drunk,
people
I'm-
here should not be drunk.
I'm dipsy. It's the difference.
He somehow managed to find some.
That won't last long.
That's a 6.
Why, are you hurt?
6.
No.
Red sort of leans in and he's like, are you hurt? Like, I can help you.
Oh no, I'm fine.
So Mario.
I'm
yeah,
like
we got a ship doctor.
I'm like cut up and like on the verge of being hurt, but I'm just like, I'm fine. I'm just worried, gotta make sure she's in tip-top shape. Don't know how badly she got hurt from that.
Yep, so you're sort of lazily patching things up, and like, you sort of feel like you're just putting bandages on, and then they get bloody, and then you switch them, and then you put more on, and they get less bloody, but they're still bloody.
Why do you have so much blood?
Is it that much? I don't think it's that much.
That is quite a bit.
At this point, you fetch the ship's doctor.
It's like, Leland, here's a guy who... Just come over here. Like, I was gonna be like, here's a guy who can do your job better, and then I was just like, you don't even have a job, just come over
I don't
here.
even have a job.
The ship doctor comes over and sort of patches Elmira up a little bit. She gets up and sort of just like nods at you, thanks the doctor, and walks off.
Nod back, and then go, I could probably use some bandages too.
Yeah, he gives you a once-over. Right. Are you hurt?
Nope. Just
Okay.
just aesthetics.
Yeah, he gives you a once-over and then tells you you'll be fine. You just need rest.
Yep.
Alright, speaking of which, the ship keeps moving on. It would now be the late night.
Alright.
I go to bed immediately after the fight.
Gotta get them sleeps.
Gotta get some sleeps.
Here we go. Nap, Kim. Alright. How far do we travel?
A square and a half, following the coastline. Is everyone asleep?
I'm not sleeping.
Well, I'm sleeping like a baby. That was a great fight. I had a lot of fun.
So you're up and you're just watching the coastline as you sail along.
Pretty much.
These are the leg break mountains, so there are these big shattered slate mountains that sort of wind and twist along. All the shores are very muddy, and you can see that there's muddy rivers that sort of wind between them. Probably a lot of caves around here, you figure.
Probably a lot of bears in those caves.
Caves with bears even.
Am I the only one up on the deck?
There's a few people coming and going.
Mm.
Don't mind me.
Man. Just watching, thinking.
All right. You're sort of sitting there hanging around the edge of the ship deck when there's a hulking figure that makes their way behind you.
Hello? You're not a life drinker, are you?
What's that?
Nothing. What's up? What's your name?
Drunk.
Oh, well, if it's Trunk, I would have recognized him. What's going on, Trunk?
Awake. You?
Not asleep.
Something keeping you up?
I don't know. I just don't feel like sleeping, I guess. Kinda feel like I really butchered that last job we had.
Well, why do you say that?
Oh,
He sort of like leans in, nice and close, to give you a good old talking to.
Life drinkers have my blood, and they're still alive, and everything I tried to do just made it worse.
That's rough.
Yeah, tell me about it.
The way they do it in the freelance, sometimes you get blood hunted. If they think you did something worse than death, they make you run for your life.
I only killed 2 of them.
You didn't even kill any of them.
I helped.
I did, and Albion did.
I helped kill 2 of them. And I did try and force the air out of the lungs of the leader of... What was the continent? The kingdom? The leader of...
The queen of...
The empress of...
You wouldn't have known her at all to be the Empress.
Oh.
But
I'm going to say the...
formerly the Empress of Pralsdock, currently a, lesser noble in
Okay.
Westmarch.
I'll say the Westmarch, a noble in Westmarch.
Oh, yeah. Elmira's pissed off some nobles before.
Yeah, and... I don't know. I don't know. Every time I try and do something, it goes wrong. I try and help this nice man. Turns out he's a cursed evil demon man who's gonna try and kill all of us and, try and kill all the demon men. Oh no, it turns out they kind of had systems in place to prevent
Well,
that.
that's the thing with trying is that you only learn when you make mistakes, and, well, sometimes you gotta make some big mistakes. Do you think you learned from them?
I guess so. I kind of just learned that I don't have very good plans.
Well, that's something. Do you think you could learn to plan better?
Maybe I could.
With a little bit of
Then
sauce
again-
in the back of your head going, nah.
Maybe I could.
If you're not good at plans, or at least that's what you're telling me, are you working with your friends on your plans?
No.
Well,
No, my friends are idiots.
I mean, maybe that's the thing. You gotta put stocks in your friends, because when someone seems like an idiot, they can be real smart in different ways.
That's a good point, Trunks.
Besides, they never talk about single people winning wars. Armies do. Gotta work together.
Well, thanks, Trunks. I'm probably gonna try and get some sleep.
I'm glad. Have a good night, friend.
You too,
He
Trunks.
sort of just toddles off towards the other end of the boat and stares off.
What a weird man. I'm going to sleep.
Okay, it is now past the late night. Everything good?
Yeah.
Into the witching hour.
No!
Luckily, though, you guys are on a ship a little ways from shore, so there's not much to worry about. You make it a little bit past that grid line after this one. So if you keep going.
Yeah.
And a little more. And like into the water a little ways. There we go.
Wait,
Here we go.
this is a huge tangent. But if in Grimworld we live on a flat disk,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just a sun that just flares light down, does that mean that the cycle of night and day is just the ancient magic that caused the apocalypse kind of going stronger and waning, slowly blotting out the sun and then fading again?
People aren't really sure the way that like people in the 1700s weren't really sure what fire was. They think it's celestials that do stuff. The mechanism is not properly understood.
Okay.
I like to think that the flat
Is this-
earthers are actually right about it, and it's actually just like a sort.
Just a solid sun.
Is this a flat Earth?
That seems to be what the math indicates.
Are they the equivalent of the Greeks? Like, are there people that are figuring math out at this point?
I mean, there's an entire civilization that was alive before you guys got here, and to be frank, a lot of your technological progress is you copying their notes.
Okay.
That's how we have guns.
It's a weird tangent for me to be specific about in a role-playing world. What level of mathematics we
Weird
have.
tangents in roleplay worlds.
There's no such thing.
I just, like, could Leland learn calculus? Could I put Leland through Calc 4?
Oh god.
I mean, put your points into science, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have specialty math and specialty not believing in climate change.
mental specialization, flat earther.
Man.
So we move on in time, the next chunk towards Twilight, I believe. And you're a little way past that strait that you can see. Now that you guys are all getting proper rest, it's not long before dawn comes and you guys start to awake. By this point, you've moved even further still. Now you're almost up at that last town. So you guys awaken to see it's being illuminated from across the sea. So you guys aren't blinded by the morning sun. Instead, it's baking this whole area in a nice warm glow.
How much do I heal from that sleep?
Were you safe? Or did you feel safe?
Yeah,
Were you comfortable?
I'd say so.
Were you warm and or sheltered?
Both probably true, yes.
You regain 12.
Alright.
Dawn fades into the early morning where the rest of the crew and ship tend to wake up. Even though some of the ship's crew have been sailing through the night to save time, now you guys are you see the ship is properly being staffed and cleaned and all sorts of stuff. You guys are about halfway to the bottom edge of this map here.
Halfway to the bottom edge.
Yep. So like, yeah, right about there.
Okay.
From here, you guys have lost track of where land is, and now all you can see is open ocean.
Well, that's fun. Hey, Elmira, want to show me that move that you did?
Which one?
It was the one right before the cutting. It was very hard to, like, keep a grip on you then.
Oh, yeah. A big part of that is sort of like the weapon you use. Something nice and compact you can roll around with better. That's why I got those little wappies.
Ah. That makes sense.
Yeah. You know, just something nice and compact and easy to wield.
Yeah.
Keep them sharp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can I see?
She passes them over.
Are they exquisitely sharp?
These are like throat slicey sharp.
Ooh. Kind of looking at it like.
You kill time and talk about weapons,
Wow, you could scry in that.
Yes.
and you get about halfway through that next square. By the time it's the late morning. You guys feel the wind start to shift and twist against you guys as you guys slow down a little bit on the boat.
Well, time to go do my routine. I'm gonna go below deck to where we were sleeping.
Yep, seems like a lot of people are moving around, either relaxing in their rooms or getting a bit of air on the deck.
Yep, I'm gonna go into my room, close the door, do my routine.
I'm gonna relax on the deck.
All right, you're sitting on the deck and watching as there's just water in each direction. Slowly, though, but surely, it goes from mid-morning into noon proper as you guys creep further and further. You guys are now the next map down, which I believe is D8.
That sounds about right. And
Okay. So, yeah, right about there.
bam. Getting predictable.
You sort of finish going about your routine, and you, for the most part, you start to realize that there's not a bunch to do. You've exhausted a lot of your bits of diversion. Likewise, you've been sitting there just like looking out into sea, and it's real nice for a little while until eventually it's just water. Likewise, what's Leland been up to?
Well, I'm going to assume they won't take too kindly to me trying to craft knives on a boat, so he's just been sharpening his knives and making sure his tools are kept well, and sharpening his knives and making sure his tools are kept well. And
Eventually, there's only so exact you can make your bench, and you realize that you're literally just sitting there waiting for the boat to jostle enough for you to reorganize the bench.
yeah, that sounds like Leland.
Begrudgingly, as we move into the early afternoon, you guys see that there's a bunch of people crowding on the deck as you see the first bit of land that you're going to see in the next little while. You're now at the grid line just off the edge of that village on the sea, on the little island. And at this point, you see that the deckhands are all checking measurements and checking with the captain before veering off a little bit into another direction. You guys were heading straight south here to the island, but now they seem to be going wide. Eventually, people watch the mast pass and realize just, okay, that's a bit of land in the water. Not much to look at. You guys are there on the deck of the boat with really nothing to do.
I'm gonna emerge from the deck of the boat. Who do you think would notice, Will? Who do you think would notice my routine?
Honestly,
There's
like
6 people excluding me, right?
mm-hmm.
So we just
Go for it. Roll it. I got the numbers.
You
Roll
got the
it.
numbers? All right. 6.
Okay, yeah, you're wandering along, and Elmira sort of looks at you and blinks before like nodding, and you keep on walking. Nobody else seems to notice.
Yep. I've corrected before Elmira can. The blink is when I go.
What?
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Very confused.
I'm allowed my secrets as a player.
Okay.
Alright, it's the late afternoon when you get to the corner grid line of the square below, moving towards that pale blue and white town.
This one?
So like one grid line up. There you go. You guys continuing to avoid each other?
I'm gonna talk to
I'm not avoiding anybody.
Elbjorn.
You guys sort of just keep chatting and killing time as the ship moves on.
I'm just gonna help some of the sailors out. I don't really know what to do.
For the most part, they seem to be just giving you space.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Life goes on for me.
So the late afternoon comes, and You're about halfway to that town.
Boop. Boop?
Yep.
Okay.
From here, you notice that it's, like, balmy and warm. It was warm beforehand, but now you guys are properly, like, sweltering a little.
Like, cloak down.
Ooh. I'm gonna set up some candles and stuff and just scry on people I know from the hometown, just out of sheer boredom. See what they're up to.
Yep, you go from person to person until you realize that somehow sitting here on the deck of this boat is more interesting than life back home.
Man. Has anyone taken over the bread shop now that Vesta's gone?
Vesta worked with a couple of people in the same bread shop. They're just kind of getting by. There's someone else there now that you don't recognize.
Oof.
Okay. Man.
Oh, no.
Got it. I'm good.
Okay.
Was saved. So past the late afternoon into evening, you guys finally see land. You're just a little ways to sea off of that little town there.
Little ways. Okay.
Whoa.
We're just kind of went, whoa!
You guys are seeing the sun start to go down, and you notice that there's a pervasive haze. You're reaching a town, sort of like a port town, off of the edge of the water, but you guys are just passing through. You're not actually stopping for supplies here. You do notice, however, that there's definitely like a fog around here, and over the edge of like the islands, you can see sort of the silhouettes of what look like big balloons wandering the sky. From here, the boat
That's
takes a
interesting.
turn westward.
Peculiar.
The red line is the crack in the world, which now you guys are starting to see. As the evening moves on to the early night, you're about the edge of that grid line.
Like,
Other way. Along. Yeah.
that'd be eastward.
Yeah, east. I meant to say east. I fucked that up. That's me.
West.
West. So you guys can't actually see the crack, but you're following it based on the thickness of fog around it. You're clearly able to see to one side, and to the other side you see the water fade into just haze.
Does the water pour into the crack?
Seems to be. That's what the sailors tell you.
It's like Niagara Falls.
Is it safe to pilot a boat this close? Is there a risk of winds dying and we get slurped into the unknown?
That's why we're this close and not closer.
You're the sailor man.
As the early night fades into the late night, you lose sight of the fog a little bit. You're about halfway across the gap, if you can see what I'm talking about.
Halfway across, like that?
Yeah. You lose sight of the fog for a little moment. Presumably you guys are like waking up and noting this as you run off for a piss or what have you. Once the witching hour comes, you guys have cleanly made it across the other side and you're passing through that edge of crack there.
Man.
Passing through, like, down here? Or
No, over, right there.
Okay.
I turn to Vesta and I go, well, at least we'll be on a tropical island. And then I wink with both eyes.
Wouldn't we be sleeping at the late night?
Man.
I guess
Go
we
to
could be
bed.
like up, like talking or whatever.
Yeah,
before we go to bed.
I wake her up in the middle of the
Oh,
night.
no, Salas went to bed early. He's tired.
What else is new?
Twilight comes.
One of these days we're gonna actually fight each other.
IRL.
No, like,
IRL.
There's no reason for us to fight IRL. We would just be
No.
like,
Squirrel.
Twilight comes and you guys turn southward. You're just at the end of that bottom fringe of crack.
fringe of crack.
Hey kid, want a fringe?
Want a fringe of crack?
Turns around, he has an old plumber. It was funny.
It's okay. We still love you.
Okay.
I understand. Will still made a worse joke last week.
Oh yeah.
It was bad.
What joke did you make?
What was it? It was real bad.
He was trying to do a play on words, but it just didn't. It just didn't. Of like a damn Daniel meme.
Oh.
Something really dated like that.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, by the time it's dawn and you guys have woken up again, you've gone south one more to D9, I believe it would be.
That's nope. T9. Here we go.
So from here, you guys are skirting the edge of the crack, going sort of like southeasterly.
Was it twilight or dawn?
It's dawn.
Okay.
So now if you draw like a straight line just up, you're at the grid line.
Mm.
There you go.
The private
How
eye.
much should I get back from sleeping?
Anybody who's tired would regain 11.
11? Alright. Feeling pretty good then. Feeling pretty good.
I don't know what the map looks like, so I have no idea where we're headed.
You guys are about as confused in game. You were told it was somewhere in E9, but if you ask the sailors, they say that if you've got the Arcturian Steve's maps, which are the version that most people have that you have, that you're in D9 now, and they point to your rough location.
Can I look at the... Does anybody have, like, the world map?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the wrong button. I'm in the wrong area. There we go. That is still the wrong... Well, oh well.
That's the wrong number.
So, we would be...
Well, don't roll your eyes at me.
We'd be
We're
down
like,
here.
yeah, okay. What's to the right of that?
An excellent question.
I keep forgetting how goddamn big this map is.
Oh, okay. Are we going down there?
Yeah, we are right there.
Yeah.
Right at the edge there.
Like, that's not even the full thing.
Yeah, that's not even the full map.
Can you zoom out one more? I want to bathe in the glory of this Google Earth-esque.
That's the full map.
Like, look at that.
We are there?
No, down.
The problem
Down
is,
there
I
we
did
go.
the map because I wanted this thing to be the scale of like Europe and the Mediterranean, and
So, for
This is the
everyone
scale.
watching, we are down here. We started here? No, here.
There, yeah.
So, we've traveled this far in the map after days of travel. And we started our journey originally up here. So
We did?
We're touring the globe. We're globetrotters on this one.
We really
you're
are.
trotting hard.
Yeah. Alright. And D9.
Boom, there we go. Perfect.
Bam.
Boom.
Getting good at navigating that stuff.
Yeah.
So, you guys make rolls of whatever would strike you. What do you know about this area? You're far from home.
I rolled politics, and I got a 10.
10. The Celestials are in charge of this area on the other side of the crack. You hear that they're tyrants of some sort. You're close to Soth, which was this weird political thing that kind of failed. You think it's still a country. It like showed up like 20 years ago, and as far as people know, as far as you remember, it was dead, but you might be wrong. Otherwise, you're probably a little ways away from the kingdoms that you're banned from now.
I got a 4 for Arcana.
Arcana. Celestials have a special kind of magic called celestial magic.
Yep, sounds about right.
Alistair, who is in charge of them, is a celestial, and he's very big.
Sounds about right.
5 for science.
5 for science. The crack. Oh man, the crack.
Please stop
Right,
saying
they
that.
never figured out how that really works. As far as you know, water falls in and it comes out as fog, so it's got to be evaporating, but it's not like you could go in and explore them or anything.
Or could we?
Or could we? Bum bum bum.
Well, as dawn fades into the early morning,
Come on, Will, let me explore your crack.
you can explore it if you just wait.
Gabe, we're not allowed to do that on Twitch.
It's not appropriate.
The wrong platform. Don't drop my dice on the ground.
Too late. We're done.
Damn it.
Damn it, Gabrielle.
It's right here.
There it is.
So moving in a line like this, you move a square and a half.
Boop. Like, square and a half? Like
Right
that?
about there. It's the early morning and most people are awake again.
I am
It's been like 3 days.
so bored.
There's a number of sky touched, and you notice that all of them are staying below decks.
Gonna go below deck and talk to them.
You're blowing deck?
What?
What?
The way you said that, it sounded like you said blow deck.
I'm gonna go blow some deck. Gonna blow some deck. Yeah, I'm going below deck. Below deck.
That really didn't
Isn't that like a communist philosopher or something like that? Political scientist? Below deck.
Below deck.
You made it worse. I don't know how you made it worse, but you made it worse.
Well, you make your way down, and there's a couple of people sitting around just in the hallways chatting, sky touched. They nod at you.
Have many of you heard of life drinkers?
No.
You familiar with like dark magic? If they have any weird life drinkery sorcery? Not to be insensitive or stereotypical or.
No. I mean, we're just hiding here so we don't get seen, that's all. Celestials, magic like that. I hear they can see from the sky, so that's why we're all down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be down in my room doing my routine.
Would you recommend we all stay below deck? Like, or is it?
Just our kind. We're not even sure if he's watching, you just want to be safe.
Absolutely.
He's big.
So
Fades into mid-morning about.
Thanks, Festa.
Oh.
Festa helpfully supplies. He's big.
He's big.
I like that a lot.
So if you go down one square and then over, so you're halfway to the edge of the map there.
Sorry, what was that? One square.
Yeah, one square down, and then you're square in the middle of the next square over.
Square in the middle of this square or this square?
That one, right there.
And for who notices when I come out? No, that's boring if it's another 6.
The second time?
5.
5. Albjorn looks at you and he sort of goes, "You doing a magic thing?"
I just kind of look at him and go, "What? Oh, again?"
All right. He just keeps walking.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not going to tell anybody.
Excuse me? You don't have any hair.
Yeah, it wasn't hair. I was brushing my scales, alright.
Noon comes and you guys are in square E9.
Salus is taking all of his scales off.
Please don't make me imagine that. I don't like that at all. Pluck them off one by one? No.
How do you think I do shedding? Like,
If your shed is plucking a single scale off one at a time, you need a doctor.
See,
it's
I'm
more or
imagining-
less just like ripping my face off to reveal a smoother face.
The thing is, as a snake owner,
Yeah.
I'm imagining you doing it the way that a lot of like domesticated snakes do, where like you just find a rock and you spend like a couple hours just going, until eventually it comes through. Then you just like invert, like gym sock your way off of your skin.
But like, I have hands, so it doesn't need to be me going up to like the ship deck going like, I can just be like, alright, just gotta get some traction here. So yeah.
Do they shed in here? Like, would
Python.
Salus shed?
Yeah.
What do you do with your skin?
What do you do with yours?
What do you do with your cut hair?
Throw it in the garbage.
Like, humans shed their skin too.
Yeah, but into the
Not,
air.
not
for-
all at once.
Not all at
Understand.
once, but like, it's basically the same thing. I just flake for a little bit and then I just throw it overboard. I throw a version of me overboard.
Whoop.
Man.
As you continue talking about shedding, you make it a bit further now that it's the early afternoon. You're down. I forgot to do the movement for the last one, so down 2 more from where you are.
So we were like there. So
No, we were like way lower than that.
Oh, we weren't.
No, we weren't.
Like that was exactly where we were on the other side.
Okay.
And then it would be 1 more over.
One more. There we go.
I'm trusting you guys.
And you said it was what time?
The early afternoon.
Early afternoon.
You notice now that a lot of the sailors seem to be getting above decks, even the ones that were working overnight. They're preparing the ship for landing within the next little while. They tell you not to hold your breath.
Why would
Okay.
we hold our breath?
Just an expression, you know. We're not going to be there right away.
Ah, I see.
As the early afternoon fades into the late afternoon, you're most of the way to that little fringe of crack there. It's like a square and a half. Yeah, perfect.
Gotta get to that fringe of crack.
Here, you see that there are a number of people noticing that sort of halo of fog coming out of the crack, and they're getting ready to land. Looks like you're probably going to be in here around dinner time.
Are we heading roughly to where that little island is in between the two
Yep.
forks? Cool.
What are you guys doing? You getting ready, or are you leaving stuff in?
I mean, I'm basically already ready to go.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
ready for the past 3 days.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are anxiously waiting at the edge of the ship as it creeps closer and closer.
Leland, grab the cart.
Okay, I'm
You're
down now.
about halfway through turning around the edge of that fork.
Turn around.
The ship itself seems to finally settle on an easy course when they start telling people to get ready.
We're just like, let's fucking go.
Woo!
Come on.
We're the
Yeah.
people that get up as soon as the plane's wheels touch the ground.
I'm gonna clap.
Yeah.
No.
By the time it's evening, you guys land at the island. Even though it's after dinner, there's still people up and working here and there, but for the most part it seems quiet. The ship lands and there are deckhands who are there helping people get off.
All right, I'm booking it off. This dumb.
Alright, this island itself is a curious one. There's that sort of ever-present misty fog that hangs off of things. It's absolutely, like, boiling here. And you note that all these trees are covered in, like, moss over every surface, vines hanging off of everything. It's absolute dense jungle in here. There is a boarding house that you're led to for your first night before you're ready to start in the morning. They don't want you going out in the middle of the night.
Understandably. Well, they weren't lying about the flora and fauna.
So, I guess we're here.
Looks
Guess
like
we're
it.
here.
Welcome to slavery? Doesn't feel like it, does it?
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Yeah, it'll get there. Just you wait.
It's yeah. I don't trust these guys.
I don't trust them at all.
Who wears red?
Yeah, blue is way better.
Yeah, I'm wearing red.
Elmira looks down, also wearing a little bit of red.
Okay, so besides us, I guess. Still, though, I wouldn't. If I had a mining company, I wouldn't call it the Flannel Mining Company.
I mean,
You might if your uniform was flannel.
Oh, this just sounds silly.
well, either way, what do you guys want to do? You want to have some sleep? You want to do stupid shit in the middle of the night?
Stupid shit. What do you have in mind?
I don't know. Sometimes you just do stupid shit.
I'm down for stupid shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do some stupid shit.
I didn't see a tavern around here, but we could get a lay of the land, even though it's late at night.
Okay. I'm down.
I concur. Lay of the land is always good.
Okay, you guys creep out of the boarding house.
Or
People-
the lee of the land.
No. Go to sleep.
Get out of here.
Wayland,
Oh.
you're too drunk and you didn't even have anything to drink after the first day.
Trying to loosen up a bit. I'm sorry. Okay.
You guys walk out of the boarding house into the night. It's now evening proper, so it's gotten dark. Not fully dark, you can still see the haze of twilight hanging over the air, but still, night. You guys wander around and get a look at things. There's a boarding house here. It looks like there's the docks and warehouses where there's an exchange. There's a separate set of docks, just separated enough so that there's a clear distinction, not really far apart, where they seem to be loading ships full of all sorts of different metals and minerals and stuff. You see that at the distance there's a refinery, and it looks like there's another little section of town a bit up the road.
Time to go poke around.
Yeah.
All right, you guys creep along the road through the jungle. From here, the foliage overhead makes things dark very fast. Things are loud here. There's chittering and birds louder than anything you've heard before. Things flying to and fro, things swinging to and fro.
I was going to say, do we hear a chickadee?
Not this time.
Good.
No chickadees.
No chickadees.
No chickadees.
Hear a chickadee and the entire fucking forest is burning down.
It's going down.
There's a number of things that sort of tail you guys through the forest on the edge, but you avoid them with a little bit of chutzpah and a little bit of caution. You make your way up to the second town area where there seems to be this big blocky thing made of brass steel in the middle with a door. Other than that, there's a place that just says company store that's a big building and a bank.
That's it.
Is the company store open?
Nope.
So that's where we owe our soul?
That's where we sold the soul
Mm-hmm.
to the company store.
I feel like Will was really hoping that he could pull that out as a fun reference later on, but
I'm not gonna lie, maybe. That being said, it's validating that another person knows that song exists.
it's a good song.
It's a solid tune.
It's not even that, like... It's not even that, like, indie. Like, it's probably like one of the most well-known songs for that.
For being trapped in a mining contract?
Yeah. As, like, a miner's shanty.
Wait, did you also know this song existed?
Yes!
I've seen Joe versus the Volcano.
Wait, have you?
I haven't.
Yeah.
Was I
When
the
did you
only
see it?
person who thought this was like a new cool song when I learned it?
Wait, you've seen Joe
Clearly!
Yeah.
When
I
did you
guess
see
I
it?
guess I'm just like that. I guess that's just me.
You've seen it in its entirety.
Yes.
Well, okay then.
I own Joe versus the Volcano.
It's a good movie.
Never actually watched it.
Stop the
Do you have
stream.
it
We're
here?
putting it on right now.
No, I don't have it here.
Oh.
It was on VHS.
Okay, stream resumes. Okay. I think would have to be.
Yeah.
Switch the stream to just Joe versus the Volcano.
You guys noticed that it also got mistier.
Oh, that's fun.
Probably that big hole in the ground.
Or...
There is a disused road that heads deeper into the fog.
I don't know if that's a good idea to do in the middle of the night.
A valid point, Vesta. Sell us. What do you think?
I just kind of look at you like, what the fuck are you doing? And then just go, obviously going into the creepy tunnel is a bad plan at night.
And you?
Just cutting me off.
Who are you looking at?
Oh, Elmira.
Fuck it. Reckless self-destruction. Let's do it. Trump
Okay.
sort of like puts a shoulder on her back and goes, mostly reckless self-destruction. We agreed. Mostly reckless self-destruction. We're going to be mostly reckless. We have to be cautious now if we want to go further. Ugh.
I say, before we go in and explore, we at least get our first day's pay.
Valid.
Very, very good point, Salas.
Because this is literally what they hired us to do, and we're just doing it.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go to bed.
Let's go to bed.
Salas makes a good point and a good contribution.
I just keep staring at you like, of course I do. I always do.
Okay, let's
I'm a
go
valid
to bed.
member of the team.
What's your valid contribution, goat boy?
Lives.
Wet goat smell.
Like goat smell?
I mean, I don't see you carrying the wagon.
You're not carrying it either. We dropped it off.
Well,
It's hard
so,
to be.
Oh, so the past few dozen miles have been for nothing?
They've
Few
been on a
hundred?
boat.
A few hundred miles for nothing? Who decided to go attack the bears? That was a bad decision, but I made it.
We all decided to go attack the bears.
No, you didn't want to, though.
You bicker long into the night, and dawn comes. You guys are ready a bit before everyone else, and you can see that there seem to be people preparing to give a speech to the new arrivals, but they tell you you've got a couple hours to kill. They don't expect everybody else to be awake yet.
I'm gonna start my day with a glorious routine. How much health do I regain from sleeping?
That would be 10.
Cool. I can actually regain stamina from doing this thing that I have been doing now.
Nice.
I'm gonna say what I roll is both what I regain and 2.
All right. Leland.
That's me.
Do you want to pull him aside and tell him what's happening?
Nah, just straight up. You see me come out of my room and I have like, I don't actually have eyebrows, but like where my brow is, you see that the scales are like pink, kind of like dashed towards that way, like a human pink.
You have eyebrows.
That's an interesting decision. I'm thinking this in my head. I'm not saying anything out loud. I'm thinking, that might be the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. But if that's what he wants to do, then I guess I'll just have to let him do it. Okay.
And then as you look back, you see that I'm normal again.
This is a lot harder than Trunks made it sound.
Okay, gather round, everyone. You see that
fuck.
Tammy from HR is getting ready with a bunch of like employees lazily gathering into a group.
The horribly named HR.
Okay, we're gathering around.
Okay, so welcome everyone. Some of you are here for different reasons, so we're going to make sure everyone has the same orientation. So, we're going to be heading off in a little while, but we'll give you guys the lowdown. Hello.
My orientation is none of your business.
Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Now, here is the docks. You'll see there is the transit docks where people come and go and deliveries come and go. And the shipping docks where you're going to have your ores, your stone, your tools coming and going. Now, over here, we have the warehouses. That's where you're going to be making deliveries. The boarding house if you're working up top on the island. And then we're going to go up the road to the next part of town if everyone's ready. Okay? Okay? Okay, let's go. She sort of toddles off with a group that are sort of shuffling slowly behind her. You make your way up the road, and it takes definitely longer than it did last night. Eventually, you make your way up. Okay, so here is the store for the island. This is the bank where you're going to be able to pick up your gold when you're done. And over here, this is the shaft. And she points to the big metal box. Okay, so anybody who came on as a dock worker, I'll get you to stay here. Technicians and miners and adventurers and guards, I'll have you guys all come along in a moment. I just need to pull the guards aside for a little bit. Okay. Tammy from HR pulls aside the people who are training to be guards.
I'm following, just to see if she'll stop me.
She does notice. She goes, "Oh, you were hired as an adventurer, hon."
Oh, I thought, might as well. Knowledge is power. Might as well get sort of the lay of the land, figure out everything that's going on.
Oh, but this is just for the guards now.
But what if I need to pull a shift for a guard, like...
Well, then you could be updated based on the situation. Please go stand with the others now.
Okay, I'm going to go stand with the others.
Okay.
I will take 3 steps back.
So you see that the guards are first brought into the shaft and then brought back out, and you notice that the path that you guys saw is gestured to. Nobody's been going up and down it. It really looks like it's been abandoned. After that, you guys are gathered together. Okay, now who's ready for the shaft?
I want to see the shaft.
You guys head into the building and you make your way to a platform. It's mechanized and starts to lower itself down. From here, Tammy from HR pulls aside the technicians and mechanists and starts talking about the actual mechanics of operating this elevator and all that stuff, the maintenance requirements. And you guys eventually get to the bottom where it looks like what you guys out of game would know to be like a subway platform, but in game you don't know what it is. It's just a place that looks like this, and there's this big cart thing in the middle.
Cool.
Okay, this is where I leave you guys. You're going to be separated once you get to the other end, and hopefully you'll be given your orientation.
Hopefully. What's
This is where Leland mutters, "My orientation's none of your business."
Again, I cannot stress enough how not your business that is. So what if I want to climb Bill's shaft?
I think you find that you descend Will's shaft.
And then climb right back. So, heading on to the cart itself, it wheels off. You're moving quickly down a tunnel before it slows. You see light ahead at the end of the tunnel, but you don't really discern much. It's getting pretty foggy here. As you're led inside, the miners are pulled in one direction, the guards in another, the technicians in another, and you guys are alone for the most part.
Is it just us as the adventurers?
You're the only adventurers.
Okay.
There's a number of other people who are actually working there, who are milling about the area or taking care of the wagon. But you're left sort of astray for a moment.
Thoughts? Anybody? What do you guys think of the place?
I don't like it.
It's clearly the worst fucking thing ever.
Too hot.
Albion?
Oh no, I'm loving the heat.
Thoughts?
Dark. It's a cave. There's rocks here.
Oh yeah.
True.
There are rocks.
Red? Thoughts?
I'd be interested to see how things go when we go down the edge of if we're going down the edge of the cliff, because that means we would be looking at the stratigraphy sidelong. That'd be an interesting sort of thing to look at.
Well, I'm
Fucking geology nerd.
Cool.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. They said that the whole purpose of this was to not have to dig through rock, and it seems like they digged through a lot of rock. So, I don't know what they're trying to pull.
I mean,
Maybe just less rock?
I mean, if there's a bunch of people your size trying to fit your fat ass down a crack, then, I wouldn't be surprised that they got to move a couple rock.
There's a clerk that sort of like huffs up to you guys. Sorry, I just got the memo. I was told that you guys should stay with the miners all the way down to Encampment 5, and then they're going to meet with you in the morning in Encampment 5 for your orientation.
Okay. Where is Encampment 5?
It'll be the last one down.
Let's head towards Encampment 5.
And what was your name again, sir?
Beaudry.
Beaudry, is that a family name?
Yeah.
Got a knife on you, sir?
What?
He asked
Company issued knife. Do you have one?
I would prefer not to answer the question. He sort of like wanders off, trying to dodge the question.
I don't think they use high quality tools here. Everyone just refuses to show me their tools.
You guys navigate and find the large gaggle of miners. They're being told where tool rooms are, and you've missed most of that, but by the time you rejoin and explain things to the person doing orienting, you're led down. From here, they move to a large elevator where you guys have to pause and go in a couple shifts. You're led down the open face, and you can see in the distance the waterfall coming down the far side. Here on the near side, it goes well over your heads and into the abyss ahead of you. The cliff sort of goes sideways a bit as you're led downwards on this rope into sort of just an openness. There's a bit of a wind, and you definitely feel yourself go back and forth. Eventually, it just sort of stops, and he waits for the swinging to stop before lowering down a little bit more, being reeled in by people holding to strings at the edge of it. They tie down the elevator at this platform here and open it up.
Well, I hated that.
There's a number of...
I did not mind that.
There's a number of miners that get off and are led here around the encampment. There's some people that, like, the person leading the orientation tour explains that this is Encampment 1, where he goes into a list of exact minerals, but you guys sort of, like, glaze over it a little bit. Eventually, you're led down a long path that winds a little ways before you make your way through a carved tunnel downwards in the rock and come out near another elevator. From there, it's down... Little gust.
No.
And you're tied down at the bottom again.
Oh, thank God.
This is Encampment 2. Here it's properly dark. You can't really read, but you can still get some sunlight. There's definitely, the water is still slick, and there's, the waterfalls have led down. You're not really sure where. You definitely saw the water was pooling into places, but from here, you see there's another bit of waterfall coming from another side that you didn't see before. It seems like this crack doesn't go straight down. It sort of goes back and forth and around.
How long, roughly, would you say it took us to descend?
So far, it's been, an hour or so that you've been descending.
Are there any Celestials around?
There's a number of them.
We should see if we can find Destiny and Chastity at some point.
I mean, obviously, that's why we're here, but, I
don't think we're
gonna find them on the first day, you know?
Alright, on to Encampment 3.
Okay. Whew.
You continue on through a graven tunnel that goes straight for a ways before opening up. From here, you range down a long, winding path before you hit Encampment 3. This time you don't need to go down an elevator.
Oh, thank God.
Because Encampment 3 connects to the elevator.
I light up my hand, because, it's a little bit darker here, and I just kind of look at Leland and I go, "You're looking a little green." And then I just kind of smile.
Thanks for the contribution, Alice. It's a real good point.
This one, luckily, just seems to be for getting you down one last little leg to bridge a gap before you hit a little trail that leads you to an encampment at the edge of a small lake here that's collected. You're told it's salt water and not to drink it.
This is Encampment 4 or Encampment?
Yeah.
Okay.
last but not least, there's a ferry that brings the people from encampment 4 across a ways till one last elevator. This is the first one where you can't see the bottom. You can hear the elevator, or you can hear the waterfall, but you can't see it either.
Okay.
The elevator starts to descend.
I put my torch out so I don't light the rope. Just
Little
I
wind.
don't like it. Don't. No.
like a chicken. You know how like chickens are always like upright, like, no matter how you move them.
Ooh, big wind.
And just kind of like
No. I'm like hanging on to.
Yeah. Slowly steadies.
Okay.
And you think you see something orange, but way sooner than you'd expect you hit the bottom, and there's people with torches that tie you down here.
Ooh.
You see that there's lanterns and braziers that keep things lit. This is encampment 5, and it is pitch black outside of the light you're able to provide yourselves. You guys are led to the place you're going to be staying, temporarily at least, which is the encampment 5 boarding house.
okie dokie.
This is homey.
Can say that.
So, you're in rooms of 4. So, Red, Elbjorn, and Elmira, with Trunk, are in a different room. The 3 of you are placed in a room where there is a lone Skytouched.
Hey, friend.
I asked them their name.
Hi, I'm Chastity.
You're Chastity.
She goes, yeah.
Oh, we know you.
Well, no.
Oh, did you meet?
Yes.
Yes.
She got your message. It was a lovely message.
She's very happy that you're making lots of money here.
She seems to be roll insight, or understand rather.
$11.
11. You have not convinced her that you're friendly. As far as you can tell, she's looking around for something concealed in the room.
Like what was the person's actual name?
What did I say?
Solemnity.
Solemnity. And then it was Grace and Chastity?
No,
Destiny and Chastity.
Destiny and Chastity.
So what was the original? So what was the
Solemnity.
Solemnity. Yeah, Solemnity recommended that we also join.
Oh, thank God. Sorry, I thought you were here because of Tammy or something.
Who the hell is Tammy?
Tammy's from HR.
Oh, right. That girl.
Yeah?
Right.
Tammy from HR.
Tammy from HR has been nothing but a nightmare.
Mm.
Everything needs to go through her. Everything needs to be approved, whatever that means. Paperwork, letters, pay, everything needs to be signed off.
Including my orientation, apparently.
So you met her.
None of her business.
Yes,
None of her business.
we've met her. We've met Tammy.
Well, welcome, I guess.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
How exactly have they enslaved you here? Is it contract?
Well, I can show you. It's my day off, so... tell you what. I'm paid... What would that be? 50 credits, 2 silver a day?
Mm.
Let's go to the store.
Okay.
You make your way down to the store and see that there's a number of things on sale, torches and all that stuff, and you're not quite sure at first. Pick an item that you'd look for here at the store.
Rope.
Torches, rope,
Torches, yeah.
Alright, you take a look. Rope, torches. It looks like the torches are 5 credits.
Huh.
The rope is 6 credits per meter.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Roll science.
Two. That's a solid 1 on that one.
Yeah, it seems fine. It's just prices of things. That's normal. That's what you were paid, right? What about you, Vista? Roll science. And what item are you looking at?
Torches. Oh, that's not bad. 8.
8. Torches usually go for like a copper, which means they'd go for like 3. This is almost double.
Oh, and you know I'm checking out those dang tools.
All right. You don't need to roll for this. You know better than everyone. How the fuck are they charging 200 credits for this shitty ass knife?
Yeah, that's pretty bullshit. Okay. That's pretty much what you should have expected coming in.
And this is the kicker. They didn't tell you, did they? About the ferry?
Oh, is that they charge for that?
Yep.
Nice.
And it's got to be gold, and you got to pay your debts. And I thought it was crazy, but I did the math with some of the other workers here. It's impossible.
Well, how much is the ferry?
Oh, the fare doesn't even matter. If you don't have enough for the fare, which is 5 gold, by the time you come in, you're never getting out. We checked, and with the interest and what they cost and what you need to just live, eat, survive, you lose every day. Just a little bit. 1-2 credits. But unless you get a big enough raise, it's not possible to get out of here.
And I'm guessing the raises are a little few and far in between.
I'll put it this way. People talk about asking for them. People don't talk about getting them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, this is one half of the reason why we came here. So where's Destiny?
2, I think. They separated us.
Okay. Well, that makes it a lot easier for her to get out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well.
Oh, we're gonna have to bust out of here.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be easy to do, provided we have the time. I was mentioning things about going to the bank while I was working. I don't know how they heard me, but the next day I looked at my shifts. Never had a big enough break to go up and back down.
So they got us trapped on the island.
What race was Tammy again? Just normal human?
Tammy, yeah, human.
Ever seen you like weird mist around that's not from the crack?
I wouldn't be able to tell.
Fair point.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to bust out of here. That's what we're doing.
How much gold do you have?
5.
You?
3.
Yeah, I have 4.
Well, unless you came with a boat, a crew of sailors, and some other way out of this hole that isn't directly through the elevators, I don't know how you're going to get me out.
Oh, don't tell me they charge for the elevators.
Well, there are other ways to get through an elevator.
They don't charge, but they sure do notice who goes and who comes.
Question, how big was the group of guards that came with us?
If the group of miners was like 40 people and you were a group of 7 adventurers, I guess, there were probably like 20 technicians and 10 guards.
10 guards. How often do you get like boats coming in? Do you know how often they replenish the workers?
Weekly or so.
It's a lot of guards that can be on the island.
Yeah.
So you see my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I was worried when I sent that letter that I was just leading people into this trap, and maybe I did.
Well,
I'll let these guys into worse traps than this.
That's true.
lead.
We're gonna get out of here.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna try and get out of here.
We're going to get out of here. There is no try.
Okay. If nothing else, our 1 month contract comes up. I'm assuming we're still indentured, so we still work. But she said that we will assume that we are dead and send more. So all we got to do is survive till we got more people. Worst case scenario.
I guess. Why? Did she say that there were more people are coming?
If we don't show up in a month's time, she's going to assume that we either died or are stuck here somehow and send more.
Well then, that gives us something. Even if we can't get off the island, we can be on the island in a month. Maybe.
Yeah.
Now, does the Red Coat Mining Corporation own this island?
Yep. This is the only real inhabited anything from on this side of the crack from here to south.
And Bank's on the top, eh?
Mm.
Why don't we just all go up to the top and live in the jungle? Pretty dense.
Island isn't very big.
No, but if just us go up, forage for food, hunt.
I mean, I don't know how much game there is on the island, but maybe we could hide in the jungle.
Okay, so let's see these figures that you did.
Yeah.
So you need to purchase how much you spend for food per day.
Right. So normally what people spend is about 5 coppers worth, but in terms of credits, usually that comes to about 50 credits.
Okay. 50 credits. Cover food or 50 credits.
We're making 90 a day. She's basically using all of her money to buy her daily stuff, and then she's making 3 gold off of that. If
90
she's
credits.
able to.
Silver. 3 silver.
3 silver.
And what's she getting paid?
2 silver, 50 tickets.
50 credits.
Credits.
You can get your gold exchanged for credits at the bank, and everything else like tools, all that, torches, which you actually do need to purchase yourself, or lantern oil, are all like on credit.
Okay.
But we have to go to the surface to go to the bank?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And how much was the boat?
The ferry is 5 gold.
5 gold.
Do we need to use the ferry to go to the bank?
No. Oh, the little ferry on the way is free. It's the one back to any civilization.
And how much debt do you have?
Well, right now I'm short about 15 gold.
Wow.
Okay. And how much would you say a daily mining expense would be, on average?
Well, the thing is, there's 10% interest, and then usually
10% interest on loans?
not loans, on money in the bank. They charge you for retaining it.
Is that over time or just a flat fee?
It's 10%
Of what,
accrued weekly.
do you have money in the bank?
Some. They keep you floating. They always give you extra time off, and if you need more hours, they'll gladly give you more, but you usually have to work about 12 hours a day to break even, and if you can't, you lose.
I'm trying to think myself.
Well, we should make some money while we're here. Because we actually can make money while we're here.
How's that?
Because we don't have any expenses as adventurers and we get paid more.
Supplies, food.
Yeah.
We're gonna need
groceries.
more supplies than they do.
How much supplies do we really need? Some rope?
Mechanically, 5 copper a day?
5 copper a day in supplies. And food.
And
separately. So 1 silver of general expenses.
food per day.
I still have seven days worth of supplies because I haven't been keeping track of my supplies at all.
Yeah, how many
I'm
days
just
were you on the
assuming
ferry?
it's been balancing out.
You were on the ferry for, what was that, 3 days?
I think so,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so
And as you guys are keeping track of your inventory, looking at where all your food and supplies are, and getting things set, that's where we'll cut off the session with you guys prepping in the almost pitch darkness here at Encampment 5.
Cool.
Cool.
So, you guys can see us a week from now, Wednesday, 7 p.m., even though it wasn't 7 p.m. this time, but...
We try, but like we're human beings and we
oh
have
my
we
God,
have
do we try?
Yeah.
we have to do stuff beforehand.
All the time.
In this institution.
So if you guys want to see more of this, we are here at twitch.tv/Mr. Croden live. If you guys want to catch up on these, if you've missed things, or if you want to see previous episodes, which exist, that'll be at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. And if you guys want to learn the rules to this game, that'll be at bloodwine.fandom.com. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you in a while.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.